September favorites time. That was unnecessary. So let's get on into it. I've got some fun new favorites, things that I've tried, things that I've loved for a long time. So here we go. I'm going to start out with one of my favorite shampoos that I've been using. For a long time, I've been using Pureology shampoos. I was a big Hydrate fan that came in like the purple bottle. Since I've gone darker and I don't have as much of like the blonde in my hair needs a little extra oomph. So I've switched out to Pureology's Pure Volume shampoo. Now I realize this is like the Mondo size, but you know, lasts a long time. It's concentrated, so you really don't need very much. I mean, probably like a nickel size compared to an average shampoo that you might use a quarter. They are sulfate-free shampoos and also have 100% vegan ingredients. So it's great for the environment and your hair and your color. And they all smell amazing. And then also in the Pureology family is the Pureology Color Fanatic. It's a multitasking leave-in product. So it's going to act as your leave-in conditioner. It's going to have some thermal protectants and environmental protectants and just protect your hair from heat, styling, and nourish it at the same time. So it's a great multitasker. For a long time, I used the It's a 10 Miracle leave-in, which I still really like. Haven't used it in a while. This is actually, I would say, a little bit heavier, where even on my hair that's kind of fine, medium textured, I could use like 6 spritzes of the It's a 10 leave-in. This 3-4 and you're good to go. So even though it's a little higher price point, actually no. This is actually going to be right on point with your It's a 10 leave-in. A little bit goes a long way. So you kind of get more for your money in that count. So Color Fanatic, woo woo. Then an oldie but goodie, I've been trying a bunch of different hairsprays. I recently switched brands in the studio and I've been playing with those. But as you know, I'm not a big fan of these puppies moving. Yeah, I'm proud of that. Somehow it's ridiculous. So I found myself going back to Old Faithful. I've got my Bedhead Masterpiece Massive Shine Hairspray. You still get, you know, a good amount of shine with the product. You get great hold. You can layer with it. I don't have a problem breaking back through it because I do like to be able to kind of touch my mid-lengths and ends, even if I want things to be superpositioned. So Masterpiece Massive Shine Hairspray. Then, because we're kind of in that transitional season, my skin is still ridiculously oily. It hasn't shifted to like the whole kind of dry for fall situation. So I've still been using the heck out of my Clairsonic Pro. I love it. And I actually switched out my brush head. It's dripping. I switched out my brush head to the deep cleansing one, which I've heard a lot of people complain about. I have had absolutely no issues with it. I will say my skin, other than hormonal breakouts, it's not super sensitive skin. I've never actually had a product break me out that I know of, and I'm ridiculously oily. So I may just be part of the exclusion of that, but I love the Clairsonic Pro. Maybe just try it with the sensitive head if you're nervous about it, but I love my deep pore cleansing. So, big fan. And then I'm going to go on to 2 face products. As I'm still oily, I have been using, not sure who I heard the recommendation from, but I have been using the Neutrogena Shine Control Powder, and it has a rice protein complex in it. It's from the drugstore. It's very reasonably priced. It is translucent. A lot of times I'll take my blotting papers through the day, blot off the extra oil, and then I'll like prep by putting a little bit of this powder in my T-zone. And it honestly lasts for hours. You know, your oil's gonna come back, but this keeps it at bay much longer than any other setting powder I've ever used. So go Neutrogena. Woo! And then I wanted to mix up my blushes for fall. I was kind of over kind of the corally, luminesco kind of look. And then I went back to an older MAC blush I've been using, and it's almost like it didn't even show up on my skin. So I have no idea how pale I was for it to show up on my skin, but it is me to show up on my skin now, and I'm just shy of albino. But I went on and picked up L'Oreal True Match Blush. and it is one of the cool tones. It's C56. So the color of it is fairly, it's still pink, but you can tell it has a little bit of a cooler feel to it. And the color payoff is really good, and the texture is super, super silky. Can't see it, but it's there, I promise. So it's what I'm wearing today. It's just a nice, cool, yet flush tone. That way your eye makeup can make more of a punch, your lip color can make more of a punch, but you still don't look dead going into fall and winter. So there is that. Now, I have a fairly expressive face, and my eyeliner tends to get like all over and like end up with like, I've got a black eye. So I've been trying different products in my waterline, and it led me to this Maybelline Unstoppable eyeliner. Now, it is a retractable head, which is kind of neat because it's always sharp. It's waterproof, and homeboy don't budge in your waterline. So, big fan of him. I had talked about in one of my last videos how my lips have been like cray dry. So, the EOS bombs are not a thing for me. So at night, I've swapped out to the Blistex Medicated Lip Ointment. Now, this is not something that I would really keep in my purse because it comes off like, it's got like the savvy white cast, so it's not cute. It's not going to bring all the boys to the yard. It's not cute. However, you still have it on your lips when you wake up, and my lips have dramatically improved in their condition. So definitely recommend the Blistex Medicated Ointment. And I mean, it has a little angled tip. I know that sounds really weird to think of that as a selling point, but I have another Blistex lip balm that has like the rounded one, and I don't like that. I don't know why I don't like that. Whatever. So, Blistex. Staying in like the same theme of lip products, instead of going absolutely crazy for fall with lips, I just tried out a few things. So I am at the moment wearing one of the new Urban Decay lipsticks in Liar. It's a nice brown nude. It actually matches my lips fairly well pigment wise, but adds just a little bit of shine. They are super creamy. But yeah, just a nice brown nude, kind of better than your natural lips color. I love the wear of it. I love the texture, and even the packaging of it just has a neat, like, sturdy, high-end feel to it. So, big fan of that. And then I was definitely intrigued by the matte lip trend. And when I checked out the retro matte lipsticks at MAC, I was not a big old fan of them. So I'm like, well, if I'm going to do this, I have to do it cheaper because meh. So that led me to a couple brands at Target, one being NYX. And this hot pink shade here is Sweet Pink Rose. It's a matte lipstick from NYX. Super pigmented. Great coverage, and you can see like there's like no reflection off that joker. So really gorgeous, really pigmented, and a fraction of the price of a MAC lipstick, so doesn't make no sense. And then L'Oreal also came out with the Lilacs and Limats. Not really interested in the Lilac. Feel like that's what I've got a bunch of lip gloss for. I'm good. But I did like the Limats, and I needed something in a nice kind of volley red lip. Now, this is the Limat in Matter of Fact. Now, it looks really like kind of that brown red again, and you're like, well, that's all right. However, on the lips, it comes out much more red, especially if you have fairly pigmented lips like I do. And you can see even on my hand, it's much more of a red than even like that first kind of brown tone. But a nice, rich burgundy lip for fall. So, big fan of that. These things don't budge. The tip is really neat. It is retractable, so you can use that tip like half liner and then fill in. So, you can use one product for two purposes. So, that's really handy. And then going into eyeshadows, once again, I was interested in trying the MAC pigments, but I just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. So, instead, I picked up a couple of the Maybelline Color Tattoo Pure Pigment Loose Powders. Now, I have found my perfect highlight in one of these. The first one I'm going to show you is Barely Brazen. It is just a nice, vanilla-y color. It's a perfect highlight. Just a nice, not too warm, not very pink, just shimmer. It's great kind of in the center of your lid just to add some pop and openness. It's great in your inner corner under your brow. Love that, and have not had a problem with either of these creasing on me. So if you're nervous about them in drugstore, I wouldn't. I'd go up and snatch up more of them if you like. I kept with more of the neutrals because I really didn't care for any of the bolder colors. But then I also picked up Breaking Bronze of the same pure pigments, and this is more of your traditional bronze shade. And I'm gonna put that right next to, well, this guy, ooh, dusty. This one's gorgeous. So the two of them together just really make a nice, beautiful, warm fall eye. I would maybe mix it with maybe MAC Soft Brown in your crease just to have something matte in there so it doesn't get too crazy or too shimmery. But I really loved those Maybelline Color Tattoo Pure Pigments. Big fan of that. And then next up I have some nail products. Two of which I actually have on my nails. The first is the Essie The Lace Is On nail polish. Perfect for fall. It's kind of like this purpley pink shimmery tone, but I love it. And then on top of these two nails, hey-oh, be careful, I have that same color, but then I have over it China Glaze's Matte Magic lip top coat. So even though my nails were done last week and they look really rough, but you can see the shine of this in a traditional kind of opie clear top coat, and then you can see just one coat of the matte on those other nails. So the matte nail trend is just something fun to jump onto. And like this China Glaze one, I'm not sure how much I'm gonna use it, so I just got the baby. So go for it. And honestly, when you feel the texture of it, it's smooth. So there's not even like a rough texture, which I've been nervous about of some of like the more 3D nails. It seems creepy. But yeah, China Glaze Matte Magic, The Lace Is On. And I'm sure you've seen it on Pinterest. I don't know. This color is amazing. I picked up when I picked up that other Essie shade, but this is Cashmere Bathrobe. Oh, gorgeous. It is just the prettiest gray with some subtle shimmery flecks of silver in there. And both of those, actually, surprisingly enough, I've had issues with Essie polishes chipping and being like super thin to where you have to do like 3 or 4 coats, and it's just ridiculous to me. These are both 2 coaters. So Cashmere Bathrobe and The Lace Is On, and you will be happy as a clam. And then my one non-beauty related favorite, which I have been hitting hard, and even though it's going into fall, well, technically we're in fall, even though we're into fall, I still can't stop. I can't stop. And that would be my Trader Joe's Mango Sorbet. It is so good. Like, I have just a little bit left in here, and I think I went just a few days ago. But it's kosher and gluten-free. There you go. Those are just bonuses other than the fact that it's absolutely delicious. So hit up your Trader Jose's and get that going. So I hope you enjoyed my favorites. These are going to be awesome for, you know, the rest of October, in fall and winter. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them below, but otherwise enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Bye.